G'day everybody. I'm just currently in Shelbyville, Kentucky, where I'll be doing a 4-day clinic here. But I'm not here to talk about Shelbyville. I'm just here to talk about the last destination where I was at, which was in Florida, Okeechobee, Florida. And at that particular 4-day clinic, I had 2 Paso Fino horses, and I have had a bit to do, but not much to do with Paso Fino horses, because in Australia we don't get a lot of Paso Fino horses. Now there's a particular gait that the Paso Finos do, because they're a gaited horse, and it looks kind of like they're walking on hot coals, basically. And it was a hard clinic for me, because to see a horse that's had so much trauma and so many things done to it, just to sort of, perform, but then be so, I guess, troubled about its interactions with humans and what it's done, that it ends up almost looking like a wild horse, and completely not being able to regulate its anxiety, full of worry, things like that. And if you look at the gait, as I said, it looks like they're walking on hot coals at 100 miles an hour, almost like those cowboy movies when you sort of say dance and someone's shooting at their feet. And to get that gait, I was trying to explain to the people, because there's a few ways we went about trying to sort of help these horses, and one was more damaged than the other one, but both equally, they pretty well had a strong flight instinct and no coping mechanisms, and full adrenaline and anxiety around people, especially when they hit the red line. So, but basically, I guess to get the horse to do that extreme fast kind of lightning movement, I was trying to say to people, what they do is you're containing energy, but you're not containing energy, you're containing adrenaline. So basically what I saw in these horses was contained adrenaline that just got contained tighter and tighter and tighter, until you get this kind of electric kind of movement, and the horse is up, really, really kind of up, and the eyes are out, and like that. It's terrifying for the horse, absolutely terrifying, and I don't know how we can actually even think about training a horse to do that. So it was really sad to see the amount of trauma and trouble in these horses, and it was nice to have a chance to help the owners and help them have some sort of solutions to sort of help them out of this place and self-regulate. And the one that's in the videos, you'll see him pacing, like he was put in a paddock, he just paced, but it was fast pacing. I mean, it was like this, really. And if he came into a human environment, he was eyes on sticks and in this full state of freeze, but just constantly thoughts somewhere else. And I did a bit of work in some different areas, really, to try and sort of probe how we could help him better, how we could help the owners better too. Like, not just, I know what she'd been working on, she told me she's done a lot of stuff where she just sat, let him come to her and get a bit of trust in her and things like that. But I went in and I sort of tried to probe what's going to be the best way to help this particular horse out of this trouble. And I did a bit of liberty with him, and the biggest thing I thought he could go home with is how we can sort of come in and help him let go of that strong thought and just let it go, okay? And he'd had a bit of liberty where he'd sort of started to follow people around, but I even sort of got one further than that and said, well, no, just tell him to let it go and just leave him alone. And then as soon as he, goes off, we can go and help him let go of that hard thought and teach him about having his own space. Because when we do things with horses, sometimes, we have something in mind, and with a horse that's that traumatized, I think getting him to let go of something is really important. Now, the problem with, if we interrupted him, he might just let go of his fixation on safety and then just follow us and hook onto us. Well, we're not we're not taking something off him by, we're trying to give him something back. So what I mean by that is we're not trying to let go of that thought just to focus on us and follow us, because he would do that. He would focus on us and follow us, but he was following us with a whole bunch of trouble. So we're saying, let go of that so you can just stay here or in this environment and start to have something for yourself where you can just process. And so the biggest thing he had to learn, that we can press some feel on him, some pressure, some distraction, and control or help him control his anxiety by not fixating. He was very uninterruptible and quite fixated, but once he could sort of, take on a new thought and then take on a new thought and then take on a new thought, then you're kind of lubricating that neuro pathway, which is, what's that over there? Let go of that. What's over there? Let go of that. What's over here? Oh, I can sniff the ground. But, so there's a lot of things that we did, but I guess the biggest thing is it's really sad that we have to do that to horses, just to put them in front of people and just show something that is some tradition, and terrorize them that much that, that they're constantly in this high adrenaline flight state. And, I think we've got to really think about, not doing these things to horses. It's wrong. It's wrong, really wrong. And I think sometimes, it's nice that I can go out and help horses, but I mean, a lot of these people got to clean up their act a little bit and start to think about, the cruelty involved to get these horses to do these things. And when they're done with them, just throw them out like garbage. Really sad, really sad. And I thought we were a better race than that. But anyway, Paso Finos.